And welcome back, SpeedGaming 2. We are here for Game 2 of this doubleheader between Benteezy and Skipsy. Losers bracket in Group B. Heck of a first seed. Switched out a couple of things on you. Got some new comms. I'm Tivarius, and I'm joined here by Homemade Beer. Beer, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Tivarius, doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. I mean, got to watch that last seed, and oh man, just great switches back and forth, and a great ending. Fantastic to see close races like that. What are you hoping? You hoping we see more of that in seed 2? Hoping for Jet, a little bit of Troll. What are you feeling?
Yeah, game 1 was really good. There was a decent amount of divergence, enough to make it so the runners, it wasn't super clear early on who was winning until it got down to go mode items, and lucky for Benteezy, he made the right call to go check the Smith's first, which had his go mode flippers, and from there it was just an execution battle to get to Ganon's tower first and defeat the big pig. So I'd love to see another kind of somewhat divergent seed, enough to make it interesting, and then nice little execution battle at the end like it was.
Yeah, always really great, especially in a main tournament like this, where just the echelon of runners that we have is phenomenal. And so you see all the little time saves that these runners do, everywhere from pumping to, hook shotting a bush off screen, things like that. So it's really fun to watch the execution battles in these races.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it here.
And it looks like we are off here. We'll get a sync going in just a little bit here, but with this being standard mode, that does mean we're going to go through the escape sequence. We are guaranteed a weapon with which to beat the escape sequence. Do you prefer one weapon over the others here, Beer, or what are you feeling they're going to get here?
I actually like I like bomb starts for the logic implications, or lack thereof. But most of the weapons are fine. I think the only one I don't really care for is a blue cane start.
Well, don't quite get bombs or blue cane, so we're gonna have the hitbox battle here in the escape sequence. Might draw something up, but there's guaranteed to be a mail upgrade there. Beer, would you be willing to walk us through? I know we just had seed 1, but walk us through what hard standard entails.
Yeah, so standard implies they do the full escape sequence like we're seeing here, rescue the princess, and real quick, we have a pendant on Desert Palace and a red crystal on Hera there. But the hard mode implies that they will be on green mail and will max out at 14 hearts and tempered sword. And there will be 2 bows in the game, but only one of them is available, in that the other, once you pick it up, the other one turns into a green 20 rupee drop. I think that's it, right? And I guess you don't get the mirror shield.
Yep, no mirror shield, and then much like those bows and that 4th sword, some of the heart pieces and heart containers turn into green 20s toward the end, but we won't know where those are. Like you said, everything is still in the pool, but once you hit the max level according to hard mode, that's when it switches over to those green 20s. So just going through the escape sequence here, like you alluded to, the bomb start removes some of that logical implication, but you see both Benteezy and Skipsy killing a couple of extra guards early on to see what kind of prize pool they're in. Looks like nothing doing there, though, so hoping to grab some bombs out of the chest here.
Yeah, actually that small green magic implies there's a single bomb, I think the 4th or 5th item down in this chain. That's the first time Skipsy's seen it, though. Benteezy's already on, I think, the 3rd item in the chain, so he only needs to kill a couple more to get to that bomb.
Awesome, thank you. I must have missed that small green pot, but that's the benefits of having a couple of comms here. So going for hammer strats on the ball and chain guard here. Really good 2-shot there from Skipsy.
Yeah, chat giving us the details here. It's the bomb is the 6th item in this pack, so Benteezy I think is about halfway through the item pack. Just needs to kill either a couple more guards or some of the snakes in the snake hallway.
Yep. So really hoping they both clear out that hallway. It never feels great to see one runner get a bomb and not the other, but that could lead to some divergence one way or the other. So happy either way, of course.
Yeah, we actually saw that in the last race, I believe. I forget. I think Benteezy got a bomb and Skipsy did not. So, but they did also find a glove in Zelda's cell, making it easy to get back to escape at some point when you have bombs. So, not critical in this race. The main thing that you don't want to see is your first progressive glove in the back of escape, meaning that you have to walk all the way through the escape to get.
Yeah, that never feels good to watch. One other interesting aspect of standard mode here, as you may have noticed, viewers, we didn't pick up a lamp, but don't worry, the developers did account for that, and you get what I've heard some people refer to as the trial version of the lamp here. Try it out for the escape, and if you like it, go ahead and find the lamp later in the seed.
Yeah, as you can see, Benteezy's persistence in killing everything in sight has paid off with that single bomb. So now he can just go through the escape as fast as he can without worrying about missing whatever might be in the back. So Skipsy missing a couple shots there and giving up after not finding a bomb. Going to go through, and the only thing left are the rats, which may be on the bomb prize pack, but it looks like he doesn't really care. He got that glove. I think it's a moot point for him. Just going to get out of this as fast as he can and then come back later.
Yep, I think for Skipsy right now, it's definitely a case of let's just get through this seed. That last seed was that 30-second difference. So I think Skipsy's thinking, oh, and gets bailed out by the rat there.
We go.
Love to see it.
All that work from Benteezy, just for nothing. Speaking of a glove in the back.
We have our mitts at 5.5 minutes. Goodness gracious. That means as soon as we find that moon pearl, I have a feeling we're going to see some divergence.
Yeah, and one of the great things about what we've seen on this seed so far is that because of the hammer start, this isn't one of those, use the mitts to get to Dark World and then hunt for a hammer for 30 minutes kind of seeds.
Yeah, Mitt's Dark World access always feels kind of bad. Skipsy getting a sub 6 minute escape with farming for bombs. That's fantastic to see. And then Benteezy killing a couple more rats, so both of them are fully stocked on bombs for their trip to Kakariko.
Yeah, I think Benteezy wins on the bombs, though. He has 7.
That extra bomb may come in handy for Mini Moldorm Cave, especially with that hammer hitbox, but we'll see where the runners decide to go here.
Did Benteezy opened the last chest for a map, so obviously more focused on bombs there. Did Skipsy do the same?
I believe Skipsy, yes, did. Jaxie, our eagle-eyed tracker, pointing out that, yes, both of them were focused on the bomb drops. But hey, we got flippers on the mushroom spot. Very interesting opening. Got a lot of checks that are wide open to us here.
Yeah, all the blue items in the forest today. But this is opening up pretty quick here with these things. It's I'm wondering, where do you think we're going to see the moon pearl today?
Honestly, I'm thinking Mini Moldorm Cave. I want to see this be one of those seeds that just opens up in the first 15 minutes, and then it's sort of a mad dash from there, trying to piece together the logic spheres and see where you need to go.
Yeah, one of them terrifying seeds that you have full access to Dark World with like 6 dungeons available, and then you're just looking for an ice rod by the end of CAC.
It always feels bad. But we grab our first sword there out of Blind's hideout. So gonna grab a couple extra rupees here, see what else we can pull out of this stacked opening.
Yeah, even with the mitts and hammer early, that opens a lot of checks that makes routing a lot easier, like early on in the Dark World. So it's really nice to have all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure these runners would love to see a mirror pop up here pretty soon as well, so they could just make one large loop of the entire world and grab almost everything. But other than that sword, not too much in the first dozen-ish checks of Kakariko. Let's see if we get a good scam here. Nope, just a couple more bombs. So not too much. In a case like this, I know a lot of runners like to say, well, if Kakariko had a lot, we'll blind check the race game. Go check the race game first, sort of. Where do you fall on that spectrum, Beer?
I don't really do it anymore. I usually just go around, doesn't save as much time as on average as it loses. But finding a cape, so that puts us, 2/3 of the way to Aga? With a start like this.
Yeah.
The legendary Moon Pearl on Pyramid.
The Supreme feels bad.
Yeah.
Just some more cash on that library ledge. So probably going to see the good old dam to mini Moldorm, probably ice rod to the flipper checks here. Just get those all taken care of at the same time. Rupee count is a little low, so Zora, I don't know if the progression is there. It's kind of a feels bad.
Yeah, it's a tough play. You get through mini Moldorm, and if you still have no cash, you kind of just got to go do everything and leave Zora out of the loop and hope you can come back later. We definitely saw a few races like that earlier in this tournament where both runners didn't have enough to do Zora, but they had enough to do everything else. And
but we don't have to worry about it because here's that dreaded wide open seed.
All right. And 4-heart Dark World, here we come.
4-heart plastic sword hammers your best weapon, but the hitbox is terrible. They have the cape, I guess, if they want to dodge some of those harder hitting enemies, but like we were alluding to a little bit earlier, it's that real question of, okay, do I start in the village? Do I start with the East Dark World? So I'm very excited to see where the runners go from here.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. 5-heart.
You couldn't have known. It was underwater.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see either opening, either doing Hype Cave into Village or Village and then south routing towards Pod. I could see either one being viable in this situation with the mitts. And then once they get in the Dark World, it'll really depend on what the pendant layouts are. Pendant crystal layouts for the dungeons.
Yep. That helps a little bit there, and I think we are going to see Skipsy say no to Ice Rod Cave for now. This is a little bit of a time save to save out of Mini Moldorm, activate that flute, and then just fly over to Ice Rod Cave, if that is his route.
Yep. Yeah, I think with that, obviously you activate the flute, and then you have choices. So it looks like everyone's pointing out they found both mail upgrades in there as well.
Yep, we did see that other green 20, so we have now seen both mail upgrades at the 13-minute mark. Shame that the return rate at the Hyrulean clothing store is only for $20, but hey, it is what it is as we get the flute activation on Skipsy's side.
Yeah, and Benteezy staying in logic a bit just to get a middle finger of Rando off of the hobo.
Yep, I definitely like that play a little bit. Without the mirror, that hobo check is a little bit out of the way yet. And so, maybe he was hoping for hook shot or anything to make Dark World just a little bit easier there. But here comes our map check. Green Pendant in Skull Woods. I believe I saw a red Pendant down at Ice, and one of our 5-6 over at Pod.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. And Skipsy doing some overworld checks here in Skull Woods.
We won't go into how you really feel about Skull Woods yet, huh, Beer?
Oh, it's a great dungeon. He already found Ether. See? This was the right call, probably.
Yep. Skull Woods, like you were saying, definitely feels like an overworld from time to time if you can get in there and get a few checks quickly. But we now have both ducks active before the 15-minute mark. Skipsy, I think, taking that cape and might be checking. Yep, looks like they're going to check Bumper Ledge here. Not bad. Taking a look at those early sphere items.
And as you called it, Benteezy, clearing out, making sure to be thorough in Sphere 1 and check a Nice Rod Cave here, or maybe not, depending on the crabs if they want him to, and makes it through.
Yep, definitely missing out on those 2 mail upgrades there, but yeah, makes it through those crabs that do hit like trucks.
Ed finds a shovel, so he can get that pretty easily with that flute. Let's see when he decides to cash that in.
Yep, always feels bad too, especially with that flute already. You definitely have to remember that it's hiding in the inventory there. Skipsy, though, popping right into the Dark World. But yeah, Benteezy just thinking, gonna finish off the Light World, maybe find something nice there. But looks like we're getting an early Mire check. I like this.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, that Benteezy made a really smart play here. By fluting over to the Mire area, he has the book, so he could just hop down, check the ledge real quick, and if he finds, a bow or a fire rod or something there, then he has a really nice advantage with that. But nothing was there, unfortunately. So deciding to take the portal into the actual Mire area and check Mire Shed and the pendant medallion requirement. And getting eaten alive.
Eaten alive, but not before we do see Quake there is going to be our Mire medallion this evening.
Yeah, let's see if he sticks with that play.
Yep, I think it looks like Benteezy's taking that death as a sign to check the shovel, though, as Skipsy clearing out the rest of the front of Thieves down here.
Yeah, I definitely like Benteezy's play speaks more to what I like to do is to be thorough early. You don't want to miss something early and then be looking for it for the rest of the game. Okay.
And speaking of that hook shot to make Dark World a little more enticing, wow. So chat pointing it out, that's huge because Skipsy, skipped that Ice Rod Cave. Yes, they have the flute, but when are they going to pop over there in the Light World? It's totally going to depend on what they find here in Thieves Town, I think.
Yeah, and that also, chat pointing out, that's early swamp access. You can go full clear that dungeon.
Not quite without the mirror, chat.
Not quite without the mirror, chat. Thanks for making me look foolish.
It's all right, but Skipsy continuing to make his way through Thieves Town here, and yeah, I think Benteezy might be heeding the call for the plethora of items up on the mountain with mitts as well. Got Hookshot Cave, a lot of Death Mountain available. Can even do Hera, pending there's nothing in the basement.
Yeah, and I also like this play early, rescuing the old man and getting an easy save and quit point to use for fluting, for the rest of the seed. Very convenient.
Absolutely. It is the fastest full heal save and quit point to getting your flute out unless you have Mirror with Quick Swap, because you save and quit to old man, get some quick hugs and life refill, and then pop right back out on the mountain. So very heads up play. I like it as well.
Yeah, and Skipsy getting that swing on the bad RNG from the floating things there. Nice to get through that easily. And again, Benteezy just being really thorough early on, not just going straight into the dark world. You know, Skipsy doing the opposite. So yeah, I'm really glad. Like we were talking at the beginning, what do you want to see? And this is perfect.
Absolutely, and it's always easy for us to sit here and sort of armchair drive the seed, but you know, both of these plays are very defensible. But ouch, Skipsy taking that death in blind cell, that hurts.
Yeah, you got to go all the way back. At least he bombed the attic, so the light will still be in the boss room, but still has to go all the way back to rescue the maiden to activate the fight.
Yep, got to go through Harmless Hellway, pop that switch again, grab the maiden. I wasn't counting items. He does have the key. Chat, do we know if he has map and compass as well, or if there's going to be that item in the big chest? I mean, luckily they have the hammer from the start, so not going to orphan anything.
And finding a bow.
You know, just bringing back your point, Beer, of it pays off to be thorough early. In this seed, again, both of these plays very defensible. They're both good plays. One is just paying off more than the other here.
Yeah, so far it kind of feels that way with the way Benteezy, the choices Benteezy made in the early game to continue clearing light world checks.
Yep, and just continuing to get rewarded there with that sword upgrade. So on Master Sword on Benteezy's side.
Yeah, it also makes, you know, it makes it a lot easier when he goes back. You know, when he eventually goes to the Dark World and starts deciding to do dungeons, he'll have Master Sword, he'll have a bow, so he can clear out Pod, and you know, he needs to do Eastern as well. If he finds a mirror, then he can combo all that together. So this is going to make his routing a lot easier, assuming he finds just a couple more items.
Yeah, a lot fewer double dips of areas for sure. And we did have that item in the big chest. Heart container, gonna feel good. Skipsy, though, sitting on 4 hearts, can only tank 2 shots from blind. Probably gonna grab that free heart in the pot, though. And has the cape, so should be a fairly easy fight, especially if he can stay on script.
Yeah, and another thing to point out, because of finding that Master Sword, he can collect the item on the Ether Tablet as well with that book that they found early.
Yep, definitely the mountain that just keeps on giving. And really nice bomb setup there. First try Harapot, very nice. Skipsy accidentally taking a bump from a fireball there, taking that hit, but gonna put on the cape, just finish the fight nice and easy to take down. First boss there, first crystal at 21 minutes and 20 seconds, goes to Skipsy.
Just red things in Thieves Town today. I think we saw 2 heart containers and a red 20, and I don't remember what the 4th item was.
A whole lot of not important, that's for sure.
Yeah, a couple heart containers and a red 20, sounds like.
Yep, chat pointing out finding that Hera small key at the top here, but we'll see if Moldorm's going to drop the last item here or if we're going to orphan something downstairs.
Yeah, again, this is what I was saying at the beginning with this kind of early... Oh, there we go, just an item. But with this kind of early loadout, these seeds are kind of terrifying because, as you can see, you can choose to go any direction, and it's probably not a bad choice. But the seed will give you what it chooses to, depending on which way you go.
Yep, and Benteezy could even be thinking, oh, I made a really great play, but maybe Skipsy found Boots and Kane and Fire Rod on his route, so it's definitely nerve-wracking having that much of the game open to you.
Yeah, maybe he forgot he got the book.
You know, I think he did.
Yeah, that's not expected at all. But that kind of happened in the last race where I think they started early with a bow and a lamp and other things, and one of them went to Eastern and the other went up the mountain, and on the mountain was the boots and everything else, kind of like this seed, and the other going to Eastern got not rewarded with having anything. I think Benteezy went to Eastern and didn't get rewarded with anything useful.
Yep, and it is something to point out. You don't see it too often with runners of this caliber, but as a reminder, this is game 2 of a back-to-back. They just finished up a seed, so it's very possible just a little bit of seed bleed playing in there. Maybe Benteezy, forgetting about that book, just not double-checking the tracker. It's always possible.
Yeah, I can see that for sure, especially how intense that last game was. You could see it. There was definitely a little bit of nerves going on at the end. Very quick movements, very sporadic, tanking hits where you don't usually see top runners doing. And it was a very exciting match, and anyone who missed it should go back and check out the VOD for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Check out that VOD. And like you were pointing out there, Beer, the nerves at the end, not the kindest AGA patterns, but they both still missed AGA more than once. So one of those times where you're thinking, oh man, I haven't seen that finish yet. Where's my opponent?
Yeah, about to get our TR medallion information as well.
Yep, real quick there, looked like Bombos to me.
Yeah, so that was the same as last seed, I believe, that Bombos was TR. This is when that seed bleed comes in. You're like, wait, did I roll the wrong seed? I already have everything. Why don't I have the boots yet?
and speaking of finding items, elsewhere, 2 really nice items just come up there. We have the lamp on Benteezy's side in Hookshot Cave, and the red cane on our good friend Stumpy.
Yeah, so this, I think, leads Benteezy straight to pod here with that lamp, or Eastern. I would guess pod first. You kind of want to hope if you do pod first and find a Mire, or not. Just kidding. I don't know where he's going actually. I mean, he has the flute. That's why I'm confused right now. I figured if you have the flute, you flute to the pod portal instead of walking. But maybe to go in the pyramid along the way.
Always possible. As we grab our Quake medallion there, that's going to be our Mire access for Skipsy.
He hasn't stepped into the dark world yet. Yeah, okay.
We've been seeing Skipsy in the dark world this whole time. It's easy to forget, but we were talking about how thorough Benteezy had been. Aside from that ether tablet, so if you're in Benteezy's fan camp, really hoping that turns out to be nothing. But if you're cheering for Skipsy, really hoping that's going to have something important, and Skipsy remembers to check it when he gets up there.
Yeah, I think with the way the seed opened up and the path that Skipsy has taken, he's going to be funneled back into the light world pretty soon here, unless he starts dipping dungeons without their items. And as any runner knows, that never feels good. So we'll see what he decides to do. I have a feeling he'll do Pyramid into Catfish, and then maybe just Pyramid, and then save and quit back to save the Smith.
Yep, having that Smith and grabbing that bottle now definitely going to feel like the right play. He has to go back to the light world to drop off that Smith. So maybe that bottle's going to tell him, hey, you forgot some things in the light world. You got to clear it out. But like you said, Benteezy, taking that bow, taking that lamp, thinking, well, it's a logical crystal. I have everything I possibly need to clear this. Let's go to Eastern.
Yeah, this makes sense too. Without the Mire, you can't do both, and a flute is faster than a save and quit. So once he finishes Eastern, he can just flute back to the same portal and go do pod afterward. So I like this play.
Yep, even has the hook shot to make Eastern a little bit faster. The only thing that would make it faster is those boots, but I think we're going to be all right with this loadout. Benteezy probably not going to have any issues here. And Catfish throwing up a whole lot of nothing there. So Skipsy back to the light world. I did miss that check on Benteezy's side, but I don't see chat going crazy.
There's a map.
Oh, well, there you go.
Getting some love from the saved dwarf on picking up that heart. Just wanted to give a nice little hug.
Yep, and after a solid amount of time with the smith, Skipsy finally bringing him home. Skipsy does need to remember to flute over to Ice Rod Cave for that shovel as well. That's going to be very important. Grab that shovel so they can get their hook shot.
Yeah, there was a lot of progression behind that.
Yep, and luckily does remember to go to 8, so we'll see how quickly Skipsy checks that shovel. Meanwhile, really nice boomerang tech on Benteezy's side. I don't know if I've seen that. Nice little diagonal throw above the pot, picked up the pot, started walking away, and grabbed that key with the boomerang. Really slick.
Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, I think Skipsy's kind of running out here besides... did he get an item in Skullwoods? I think so. And then, you know, Agena Cave and...
the Ether Medallion and Skull.
Ah, that's right, Ether. Which seems to not matter on this scene, so...
Yep, really only going to be useful if he gets into a bind with a room full of Gibdos.
So, this feels familiar. Benteezy taking the 50-50 here on an item in the Eastern Palace Big Key Chest. He did this in Game 1, and there was an item there, and he ended up actually going back for it, so... Let's see what he chooses to do in this if it is an item.
Yep, just missing the last arrow there on that Igor, as Skipsy grabbing his stuff out of Waterfall Fairy.
Oh, right.
Yep. Really nice quick kill there on the Armos to grab Powder, grabbing second crystal for Benteezy, taking the crystal lead at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, sorry, I missed it. I guess Benteezy did actually do Eastern. Getting too excited about the last match. I'm having a seed bleed of matches I watched now.
It's alright, it happens. Yeah, we had a vanilla Big Key in Eastern.
Nice.
Okay, pretty nice location for that Ice Rod. I don't foresee Skipsy missing out on that for far too long, so always feels good to not have to worry about that Ice Rod at the end of the seed. You know, great execution be darned. If you're on an Ice Rod hunt, it just never feels good.
Yeah, it's always hard to read. You gotta just, hopefully you were being very thorough early on and get to isolate where it probably isn't in order to find that Ice Rod when that happens, but we're not going to be seeing that today.
Yep, and it looks like chat talking about what we do still need for go mode. Between the two runners, yep, we're looking at the Fire Rod and the Mire, potentially boots for that 1 in 22 up in Ganon's Tower, but I won't hold my breath on that one. And then Bombos to get us into Turtle Rock.
Benteezy throwing some fire down at the enemy there, so it doesn't hit him.
Yeah, you always think that walk to pod is just free, and then you get hit by an enemy and Kiki goes running away, so...
Looks like Skipsy is not doing the shovel right away, so missing his hook shot here. Do you think he goes into Eastern here, or just checking the back of Saha?
You know, for the sake of the race, I really hope it's just checking the back of Saha. I mean, have the flute, so it's a really quick trip back here. Doesn't have the bow, but walking out, so we'll see. But nope, we're going to okay. We're okay. Obviously, the hope is he does the mountain first to grab that bow. There's
But he can't do the
items
mountain
up there.
without the hook shot.
Correct, or the mirror, so gonna have to dig that up pretty soon.
So, yeah, about to find out that at least for one of the medallion dungeons, that ether will not be useful. And we do see a bow-locked pod, too, so that is interesting. Skipsy needs to make sure to get that bow before heading back here.
Yep, Skipsy does have that bottle that Benteezy is missing, so could opt to potion glitch, but that just delays the inevitable if he does go to pod before getting that hook shot and going to Death Mountain.
Yeah. I wonder where he's going next year. I'm curious to see.
I mean, we could have the dream, the bow-locked bow and pod.
Oh, it looks like a desert dip, maybe? No, a Gina cave. Okay. Yeah, bow-locked bow and pod.
Yeah, that one's always fun to watch. Might make the desert dip. From Skipsy's side, not knowing that, he has to take that shovel right away and then the seeds cracked even more open, might feel funneled by that book that, to him hasn't led to anything.
Yeah, I feel like when he finds that hook shot, he's gonna wonder all of a sudden, oh crap, did my opponent just do this first? Because that's definitely one of those, we saw, it was available early, in the first 12 minutes of the seed.
Yep, and
with maybe
bombs,
15 minutes.
Yeah, with the logic always assuming you can farm money for bombs, that hookshot sphere 1 only being locked by that shovel in Ice Rod, but Skipsy remembering it, grabbing it, so we're gonna probably head up the mountain here after he finds that hookshot.
Yeah, finding that hook shot, he's probably thinking, oh no, I hope my opponent missed this too. But, it's okay in some ways. He still did a lot of Village of Outcast Thieves Town area. Got that all completely done except for the mirror checks and the, yeah.
Yep, and it's in Skipsy's mind, he's probably thinking, like you were alluding to, those are checks Benteezy 99 seeds out of 100 is going to do anyway, so it's no real time loss by Skipsy there by clearing those out early.
Yeah, just the hookshot movement obviously feels is much faster, so. But Benteezy finding a bottle in the back of pod. So maybe it's a bottle glitch locked bottle for Skipsy.
So Benteezy clearing out the rest of pod here as Skipsy gonna go over those checks, get his nice bevy of light world items here, and dark world up on the mountain.
Yeah, and just realizing too that, since they have a cape and a bottle, Spike Cave is actually in logic.
Yep, I forget the exact heart count with a bottle.
There's no heart count for
there. There is no. Okay, cool. Yeah. I thought there was, but no, definitely has the capability of checking it.
Yeah, it's either the blue cane or the cape plus half magic or a bottle.
Awesome, thank you.
So, haven't seen much in pod except for that bottle.
Yeah, not too much, but really nice turtles there by Benteezy.
Yeah, very nice.
So if I were a betting man, I'd say Benteezy probably going to head over to the village after this. Do his Thieves Town dip, maybe the front of Skull. So that's probably Benteezy's next play. Skipsy, though, I don't know. Probably going to see that hair clear that we saw, and then probably the Pod Eastern. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense from both of their perspectives. Feels like the next thing that we're going to have open, unless Ether has something major, that on his way south, Benteezy will end at the oh, well, there's Bombos.
We can clear ice now.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he'll end up at Stumpy, get his red cane, and then Mire becomes a good option all of a sudden because he has hookshot and access to Mire with that red cane once he gets there.
Yep, can clear Mire. Again, that's Crystal over a Pendant ice. 2 items to 3. Not really a lot of great checks either way, but it's always the case of, hey, let's clear a Crystal if we can.
Oh, doing the 2-bomb setup from Skipsy for Harapot.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about this trick is definitely all the different setups that runners have found to make this work.
Gets it first try. And Benteezy cashing in that powder.
Yep, definitely something we haven't seen on Skipsy's side because Skipsy doesn't have the powder yet. So nice new check for us here.
And, that's effectively a refill from Armos after you defeat them.
Yep, Skipsy gonna have that really good, really bad feeling up here when he sees the item on Moldorm, but it's just a green rupee.
Still no ped check from either of our runners, and I feel like we could see a Mire on ped, right?
Yep, could see Mire because we do have the book. Definitely an option there. Otherwise,
I think that's it.
That's it for things that we would need, things that would be nice to have. Just the boots left at this point. We have the cape for cape straps, have the lamp to make, magic mitigation in the Ganon fight not a problem. So, really just mirror boots are the only things that would be nice to see on the ped.
So it turns out that the runners have decided on a gentleman's agreement on this seed that Ether Medallion has nothing and no one will ever check it. And if it's the last location, then so be it. As far as we can tell from the comms booth. Would be really interesting if that was our go mode item and they both kind of full clear the game before saying, oh, I forgot something, didn't I?
Yep, I definitely just wrote that down in a little sticky note here to ask them in the post-race interview. So our tracker, Jaxie, very big thank you to him. Here we are at the 40-minute mark, going over each other's checks. So just a reminder, again, this is game 2 of a doubleheader between these two. Game 1 was phenomenal. If you didn't get to check that out, check out the VOD. Game 2 here, great show. Please follow the runners.
Yeah, and basically pointing out what people were speculating earlier, or maybe I was. I forget that, finding the hook shot later. That now the runners have to retrace each other's steps anyway. So this is exactly what we're seeing.
Skipsy grabbing his lamp there. Definitely one of those things that for these runners, they don't need the lamp unless it's the first fire source. But I would even call it almost an underrated safety at this caliber of play. Because even the top tier runners, a dark room, like a dark turtles versus a turtles with lamp, there's going to be a difference of a few seconds there. So that lamp definitely helps.
Yeah, it's one of those things, even if you can do it, how fast are you doing it? And, with a lamp, you're doing it faster than you would have. And I think Skipsy's going into Mire here. He's got everything he needs to complete that dungeon with that lamp. This is awesome.
Yep, definitely a smart play. Again, I mean, we've been saying it the whole time. None of these plays have not been smart. Just some pay off more than the others, but really, really like this play, especially with that late hook shot. Skipsy might be thinking, okay, I'm going to diverge just a little bit more because of that, and go this route, and who knows, maybe it'll pay off.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about what we saw was starting in his house without getting any health. He's going to have only 4 hearts coming in and no sword beams, so slows down this second room of Mire just a little bit. But I'm sure he'll be fine completing the dungeon. It's just nice to have sword beams in this room.
For sure. Really good bow strats, though, making up for those sword beams.
Yeah, so this could be really interesting to see what we have here. I think that once Benteezy gets to Stumpy and gets that red cane, he's pretty much out of stuff to do. So I can imagine seeing him. This is his absolute next play as well. Yeah, keeping on blind script so far in the first 2 cycles.
Yep, takes him down. Very good fight.
Yeah. Completing Thieves Town to be rewarded with all of his red items. And he's at 13 hearts now. I think that's when you pretty much just stop. Everything turns into green 20s for him for the rest of the seed. All the health upgrades that he finds the rest of the seed will be green 20s.
Yep, already found that Sank heart too. So definitely not going to bail him out halfway up GT.
Yeah, I think, at this point, if you finish Mire and there's nothing there, you're now down to a choice between Pendant Desert and Pendant Ice. But with Ice being fully completable guaranteed, whereas Desert can still be boots locked, I think you would, we'll have to see if there's nothing in Mire what the runners decide they might want to do next.
Yeah, definitely a toss-up there. It always weighs on the back of your mind, like, okay, was the seed rude, and did they put something in a pendant dungeon, or am I going to be able to skip all of them this seed? But still got some stuff to find in Mire here, but that's not going to help us. Just a couple of bombs in the big chest grabbing that other small key. So really hoping that last item is on video. Otherwise, I think we're going back to cutscene chest.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense to do that here. Do you remember what was in that bottle? that Skipsy found? I actually don't remember. Does he have any
I think it
safeties
was
here?
green. Yep, there it is, green.
Oh, okay. So if he wants, he can do some kind of cape strats with yeah, this is a really safe fight, actually. You can just turn the cape on and then just start slashing away from the front of them, and all the eyeballs come to you, and by slashing as much as you do, it doesn't really drain your magic at all.
Yep. I know he probably wouldn't mind having that powder that Benteezy has just to pop one of these anti-fairies on the way, but yeah, as long as he's safe on the way there, should be alright. Meanwhile, Benteezy about to get his red cane, gonna feel real happy about that one.
So what do you think's on Ether? It's starting to feel like something's there.
You know,
We haven't seen anything for a while.
Just to be super rude, I'm gonna go with Boots with the mirror in Desert on Torch.
Nice. I like it. I'm gonna say Fire Rod with the mirror on Ped.
Ooh. Getting a lot of eyeballs per spin there. Really nicely done.
Ooh! Gotta be careful here. Oh yeah, right, he has a bow. He's fine. Oh, we have Pyramid Fairy. That's something I missed.
Careful there. Oh yeah, there we go. Gets through phase 1, phase 2, super easy, 8 shots to the eyeball. Takes down Viddy. Well done. But it's the map, so now Skipsy has a very interesting call to make.
Did we see Pyramid earlier?
Yep, the pyramid itself was nothing, but there's the Fire Rod in Pyramid Fairy.
I feel like we're ending in a very similar situation to Game 1, where Benteezy got all of the stuff to do TR way ahead of Skipsy and was one of his first, well, I wouldn't say first at this point, but one of his earlier Crystal Dungeons.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to see TR dip that early in a seed.
Yeah, even going in without the mirror in the last seed, so maybe we'll see that again, which is potentially very risky, but mirror being go mode here, it's obviously risky. Did Benteezy just completely skip Pyramid Ledge?
I believe so. I think he saw that Fire Rod and just said, well, that's all for me.
Yeah, I don't think he checked it. Because they have different bottles. Benteezy got a bottle in Pod, and Skipsy got a bottle on Pyramid Ledge.
Yeah, definitely a lot to ask these runners if they want to stick around for an interview. Which I hope they do, because they've, again, just put on a great show for us here, and, you know, back-to-back seeds is always interesting to do, to watch, and to commentate.
Interesting play here. Is this Zora or Ice Palace?
Oh, Benteezy, no. Okay, he finally has the money. I think it's Zora.
Okay.
So Skipsy did already show us that it's a whole bunch of junk. Just 3 bombs if memory serves. But yeah, I think Benteezy still has this as well. But gets snagged by the duck.
Oops. Whack. I don't know what that was. that was good.
I don't know. My best guess would be Benteezy forgetting that he has real flippers and was just mashing every face button, and so then hit the call duck button when he was walking.
Well, now he has a shield.
Can finally deflect those arrows from the guards.
Yeah, or that the one Moblin spear when you're entering Swamp Palace.
Definitely one of those where when you have shield and you block that spear, you feel just super smart, and then when you don't have the shield and you just face tank that spear, you're like, oh, right.
Yeah. Just, take a spear to the face.
got a little more of the runners just sort of checking each other's footsteps here. So, you know, like you were saying, does Benteezy take the bait and go into TR? It's clearable.
I actually think it's his best play at the moment, honestly. Mire is a choice, but if you're still looking for a go mode item like a Mire, TR doesn't hurt you because of Mimic Cave, and there's way more checks there, and you have to clear it anyway. I think it's a good choice actually here.
Yeah, no, 100% a good call. And like you said, Mimic Cave can't possibly be the Mire. It's just that one mountain climb, you know, probably weighing on his mind. But it definitely is the more checks that he can do. So I like it.
Yeah, but I think so. Skipsy hasn't done Eastern yet. He's gonna do his pod Eastern. I think he's done Mire. Oh, are we seeing it? No, we're just gonna throw off some fireworks here on the bridge, just to celebrate, you know, how he's been routing so far. Actually, this makes sense too. If he finds it. Yeah, if the Mire's here, he's done, right? Oh, imagine if this is the Mire, actually. That would actually be awesome if it was, or awesome for him.
Just a 20.
But if forgetting that earlier and then finding it this late, if it was the Mire, would actually feel really good, because if you find your go mode Mire, then there's a lot of garbage checks that you got to skip.
Yep, the entirety of Swamp, if that, you know, going to be able to go mode that, since all we're looking for is that Mire on Benteezy's side.
I'm trying to remember, was there another item on cutscene chest in Mire, and did Skipsy go back for it? I feel like he did, but it wasn't anything.
I know Viddy dropped the map, but I don't remember him going back.
Okay, Skipsy never went back in, sounds like. Yeah, I wonder if Benteezy is having some deja vu with this seed here, looking for go mode item in TR early.
Yep, doesn't even have to be seed bleed at that
powdering
point.
the
Whoops. That only works in the Game Boy versions, Benteezy. Come on.
Come on. I think the other day I was running a seed where I tried to powder an enemy and it just hit me anyway, and I was like, why didn't that stop?
Oh no.
That's a different game.
Yep, can't boomerang anti-fairies like you can in, I think, Link's Awakening or anything like that. But, yep, just down to looking for the Mire overall. Skipsy does still need that Fire Rod that we know is on Pyramid Fairy, but doing Pod here, gonna get that crystal that is needed. Some might be going there shortly after Eastern.
Yeah, and just a really quick recap on the early game here. They had Mitts in the back of Escape with a glove and Zelda's cell, and started with a hammer. By the time they entered the Light World, I think the Moon Pearl was in Mini Moldorm Cave, and Benteezy decided to stick out the Light World for a while, clear as much of Sphere 1 as he wanted to do before going into the Dark World, which Skipsy opted for instead, went straight into the Dark World, and it turned out there was a shovel and ice rod cave. Oh, and they found a flute as well, which is important. And Benteezy took that advantage to go to Ice Rod Cave, found a shovel, which led to a hookshot, and all of the progression was on Death Mountain. So that's pretty much the difference you're seeing, and why the runners are in very different spots in the game.
Yep, and Benteezy making sure not going to leave that chest alone. Still looking for that mirror, so taking the lava chest, just a green 20 though, so not much. Skipsy about to get his Bombos medallion from the Helmet Clear here, and his 4th crystal of the game, tying up the crystal count, but still has a little bit of catching up to do.
Yeah, Benteezy maxed out his health now, so... And just meandering through the back of TR here. Pretty
Yep.
pretty normal seed.
And without that mirror, Skipsy has to leave entirely before he can go back to Eastern. But with that flute, nothing too terrible. But muscle memory almost taking him into the portal there. Caught himself.
And getting closer and closer to the classic Go mode location of Laser Bridge. Will we find a mirror here?
Yep, always feels like there's something on Laser Bridge.
Ooh, taking a couple hits. Safety door? No? Okay.
Nope, just using...
Ooh, okay. Switching out immediately.
Slightly less magic usage, so we're good there.
You know, they never checked a... Oh. I don't think... He has a blue potion, but not a fairy.
Correct, so he's going to have to... At least he gets to start from the big chest here, so not too bad.
Yeah, that's just one of those, like, you're like, afterwards, like, I was just being a little too risky, but... They never checked Spike Cave, or did they? I'm forgetting now.
Nope, Spike Cave, I believe, is also one of our out there checks.
Yeah, I know it's been in Logic for a long time.
Yep, and that laser death, especially with how game 1 ended just 30 seconds apart, anything like that, that's a simple mistake that costs you this amount of time, just, it doubles in your mind of what it could potentially mean. But Benteezy just going right back to Laser Bridge, no problem, still has to find that key in the last chest that we know is there, and Skipsy wrapping up Eastern here.
Okay, we have... I think there's still an item on Trinex? I actually, honestly, haven't been paying attention. TR, you just kind of clear the whole dungeon anyway, and then if something's on Trinex, then so be it, but...
Yep, I do know the map was one of the items on Laser Bridge, so I think we're going to have an item. I think we saw Compass earlier on, but like you said, TR, just, especially if that last chest on Laser Bridge is the key, you just keep on going. It's not like you can skip getting the item from Trinex. really nice hammer kill on that first head. Well done.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's fine. Finish off a dungeon you needed to do anyway, even if the mirror is not here.
Yep, and with the key layout, your opponent isn't really going to be saving any time over you. So
yeah, pretty much.
TR be TR.
So not finding it. I wonder if Benteezy's like, oh crap, I forgot to check Pyramid Ledge at this point.
Goes just like the old ether check of, hey, while I'm up here.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Pyramid Ledge or even running over to Spike Cave at this point might not be a bad idea for him. But Benteezy's saying, nope, not going to worry about Spike Cave, and deciding to leave. So probably the Mire play from Benteezy here. Again, Crystal. That'd be my guess. And yeah, fluting over there. So here's the Mire play from Benteezy, and Skipsy, yep, going to get that fire rod. So we'll see where he goes after this. Probably the same TR play.
Yep, and then Skipsy about to find his fire rod here, finishing off his red crystals and going to the pyramid.
Yeah, chat being real evil still with all the locations Mire could be. Green Pendant, Turn-In, Ped, Desert Palace, a couple of places that have been on the table for a while, but the runners just haven't bothered to do.
You know what we're going to see, though, at the end of the day here? That Mire's just been on Ped this entire time.
And that's why we got booked so early, was to check that anyway.
Yeah, so that we had the information to check something that never was really in an easy place to go do, because they had so much other stuff to do at the time.
Yep, and I think here's that TR play from Skipsy, and Benteezy is going to end up clearing out Mire. So we're going to get a really good feel for where these runners are after this, because they're going to be pretty much done with each other's checks. The only two items still pending, of course, is Skipsy has that bottle from Pyramid Ledge that Benteezy doesn't, and if Benteezy does decide to grab this last item in Mire or not.
Yeah, and I wasn't paying as close attention when Benteezy entered, but did he set up Spooky here? Because that's another small time save that he gets over Skipsy by doing Mire after finding the fire rod.
I don't think I saw it, but I know without the boots he'd have to do the alternative sort of all dungeons setup where he chucks the Samaria block.
Yeah, no, with the fire rod you can use it to save the variable as well. You just shoot a fire rod shot and then drop the brick. It's the same as kicking up dust with the boots. But yeah, again, we have we have this kind of crisscross seed, right? Where based on that one play earlier of finding the shovel in Ice Rod Cave, we're seeing all these runners just do opposite dungeons of each other throughout the entire seed. So it was almost like, you know, at the beginning I was calling for good divergence, good interesting routing from both sides, and instead it's just been you know, crisscross of dungeons the entire time, which has still been pretty interesting to see, like, you know, runners making different choices.
Absolutely, and you know, when it boils down to it, we still have a close race here, and I mean, we're looking for Mire, and there's one crystal left, which is what's going to be at like what, the hour 12-ish minute mark for Skipsy and hour 10 for Benteezy. So, I mean, both runners definitely coming up clutch with their routes and not missing anything super vital. It's just the order in which they did it.
Yeah,
like you were saying.
Benteezy trying to bomb the anti-fairies there.
I thought we've been over this. Only powder works on them in this game.
No. You powder the torches in TR and bomb the anti-fairies.
Right.
Yeah.
Skipsy getting popped by one of those crystal rollers, though.
Oof. Yeah, everything in TR does 4 hearts except for the couple enemies here. So it's a dangerous dungeon on Greenmail. Gotta be a little, just be careful.
We do also have 2 swords out in the wild that I know the runners would love to find. Definitely not essential. Master Sword Silverless Ganon, still not the most fun fight, but these runners are more than capable of doing it, clearly, as they are in this tournament. So Benteezy snagging crystal number 6 on his end. Just swamp, only pendants remaining. Can full clear all of them with desert pending the item on the torch, of course. 2 items in desert, 3 items in Ice Palace, and just 1 left in Skullwoods, if I remember. So, you know, playing the odds, you would think ice, but where do you think these guys are going to head here, Pierre?
So, you know, I just thought of something kind of interesting here that I don't remember Benteezy doing North Darkworld at all, specifically Bumper Cave. I don't think he did, and if that's the case, then I don't think it's a bad play to actually head up through the Cack Portal into Skull Woods. Skipsy didn't have the Fire Rod earlier when he went into that dungeon and found Ether in there, so if the Mire's in there, that could be pretty bad for Skipsy. I don't think that's a priority location at this point if he ends up having to go back looking for it when he won't find it in TR here, so I'm not sure, honestly. I think all the places left are kind of crappy, so like, you either do Desert, Skullwoods, or Ice Palace. And all of them are bad. Like, from Benteezy's perspective, it starts to feel like a coin flip where you think, like, oh man, I really hope whichever one I pick is the right one, otherwise I just kind of lose and you feel bad. But
for sure. And, you know, that even goes back to the conversation we were having at the very beginning of the seed. You know, you get these seeds with Mitts, Hammer, Moonpearl all in 15 minutes, and the world suddenly is your oyster. I mean, we even had those flipped super early. Bombos, a little bit later. But, you know, these pendant dungeons have been available to us for a long, long time. Book was, one of the first 5 items we got, so... but Benteezy making that desert play, so here we go.
Yeah, he's trying to make the book have some to show its value here after getting burned by Ether. Freezer burn? I don't know. Oof. Skipsy getting knocked off, but not getting 1.0'd, so that was a lucky hit.
Yeah, for sure. That laser can really do a lot of damage if it keeps hitting you there. But nothing on the torch there, so we will be able to full clear desert. We'll see where the items pop up here.
I don't know. With this layout, I'm really starting to hope it's fed. Just for the viewer's sake, of course.
Oh, of course. And you're totally not going to guess tile room for the big key guessing game either.
Oh, I never do. I always guess first chest. And it would have been. I would have been right last time if they went left first. I'm not mad about that.
Wasn't even Firebar in the seat?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was watching. I've been watching a bunch of races today.
Seed bleed is real for everyone.
Viewer seed bleed is real.
But Skipsy going into the Trinex fight here. Gonna see some menu strats to hammer. Pretty straightforward fight. Meanwhile, Benteezy getting the runaround in Desert Palace.
Classic bootsless desert. And of course, there's an item on the boss.
But it's okay because Ped's gonna be the answer, so we have to do this anyway.
True. Oh, was there an item on the box? Was it on the torch?
Compass was on the torch.
Oh, okay.
Big key was in the first chest. Small key was in the big chest. I missed the item in the Popo room.
It was. Oh, I'm pretty sure there's an item on the box.
But yeah, Benteezy probably thinking Agina, even if he needs to use the book again, this is probably a little faster than going back to Landmo. But Skipsy clutches out the Trinex fight. Well done. Back even at 6 crystals apiece, and we're on that mirror hunt.
So, looks like he's going to dip ice. I feel like in this situation... Oh, I forgot he has the flute, so he can go wherever he wants. But I feel like in this situation, in Benteezy's shoes, now is the time to check Ped. If it's there, you know you can go mode all the pendant dungeons and then just be done with this.
Yep, and I think that might be what's going on here. But again, hasn't checked. Yep, doesn't have the mirror, so gonna check that first. Really heads up play, and Skipsy giving a spike cave. So some juicy information coming up on both ends.
Yeah, this is we're gonna get something new from both sides here in a second.
Yeah, you got a few seconds left, chat. Get your Ped hype in chat.
Yeah, this has been in Logic a while. Wrecked.
Oh. Nothing but change on both ends.
Come on, Seed.
So I mean, we're down to green pendant on Moth. One of the items still in the back of Skullwoods. We got Ice Palace. We have a couple really garbage checks left.
Yeah, I think Benteezy has. I think he didn't do Bumper Cave earlier, so I think either way you do Skullwoods, Bumper Cave, or Ice Palace is 3 checks.
Yep, I think Skipsy remembered he had Ether Tablet, but also forgot the last thing he was looking for is Mirror.
Oh, neither runner did Purple Chest.
Yeah, that's that is
that's the thing.
One of the worst locations for the Mirror. So Benteezy having already done hammer pegs, though I do recall that. Just got to turn in the smith, pop back over into the dark world, saving quite a few more times. Just
where's Skipsy going here?
Skipsy went up the mountain to check Ether the vanilla way, thinking he could just mirror and check Ether, and then realized that the thing he's looking for is Mirror, so had to go the long way around the mountain.
Yeah, for some cold hard cash.
Don't spend it all in one place, kid.
Almost simultaneous 20 pickups there.
Yep, Benteezy saving just like 2 frames by taking the flute. I don't know the actual timing on it. I know it is slightly faster to flute from the Smith's house back to 3, but taking that, and it looks like Skipsy might be going for his purple chest too, but could also be getting his ped check, so we'll see.
Benteezy saying no to purple chest today. And this will be new for him. And wow, Skipsy doing the same. Oh my goodness. So if it's here, well, I guess Skipsy's... No, Benteezy's going straight back. Skipsy already did the front of Skull Woods, whereas Benteezy did not. He chose to go straight into Thieves Town when he first came into this area. So if they both go straight back and it's here, then this becomes about as close as the last race, which I think the final times were within, what, 10 seconds, 20 seconds?
It was less than a minute, I know that for sure. Both doing the quick check here with Samaria, very smart. Getting grabbing the extra magic. Good heads-up play on Benteezy's side, too. Yep, so just grabbing the keys, and my gosh, we're really close here. I love it. This could be huge.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe trying to give that fire rod some value, because taking it into TR, finding nothing, but finding it, so buried so deep in the seed and pyramid fairy there. And yeah, okay. Well, let's see.
Yep, Benteezy going for Death Warp strats, but Skipsy going straight back. Gonna save a little bit of time here. I mean, we know Skipsy already has Ether, so even if this isn't the mirror, gonna save that little bit of extra time too when Benteezy goes back to the front of Skull Woods for that last item. But we'll see what Moth has here. And again, as chat's been pointing out, the added value of this being green pendant, getting that extra item out of this.
I actually wonder if Skipsy was counting small keys earlier, because if he was, he would have known that was a small key on the bridge chest.
If so,
it's a lot to
him.
remember an hour ago.
Yeah, it's like came here a while ago, but I'll write down what I found. So, like I said, very possible. Again, top tier runners, really good hammer fight there for just the compass.
Oh, I thought we had another item. Maybe it was the one in the key chest tonight.
So, thinking back, I almost seem to remember that Skipsy went into the front door, grabbed Ether, and might have said, "I have an item, I'm out of here."
Yeah, okay.
So I think there is still something left in the front of Skull.
So we might see them end up in the front of Skull at the same time anyway.
Yep, Benteezy still looking for both items in the front. Skipsy just looking for the one. So this is going to be tight coming out of Skull.
I'm excited.
Oh, for sure. I think we're in for another really close finish here, especially with the skips both of these players are making. Just what's left, it can come down to GT routing, GT execution. So we'll see where that mirror shows up. And buckle in, chat. We got ourselves a great finish here.
That Ether coin mocking Benteezy for missing the tablet earlier.
Yep. Grabbing the item, happy to see an item, not happy to see what item it is.
Oh man, this dungeon taunting us.
Oh, you will full clear the dungeon.
Classic Skull Woods.
Just 20. So, I mean, do they continue hard on that green pendant, thinking that's what it is?
I think Benteezy checks Bumper Ledge first, and then I think they both go straight to green pendant afterwards, because that's a big investment that you want to see it pay off.
Oh, for sure. I guess where my mind is Benteezy, right before Skullwoods turned in the Smith, and then didn't go to the purple chest, so did half of that really long check that he's also invested in. So, but we'll see. So I think no, gonna keep walking. I think we're gonna have dueling purple chests.
Okay. Oh, I guess this makes sense too, because you could turn it in with the flute and then go drop off the green pendant afterwards. It's not fair.
Yeah, really.
This makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Just go back to this area once rather than twice. But yeah, so we got this. We got green pendant. We got ice.
Ooh. Getting cabbaged. And again.
Yep, Death Mountain really not playing nicely for these runners. And chat really having fun with the lead swapping going on.
Yeah. Oh man, this is crazy.
And again, both of these runners probably feeling really good up to this point. Here we go. Oh, Benteezy remembering. Okay, let's turn that in first.
Lead swap. Lead swap. See, that's why you don't flute to the wrong place. You could lose a race by swapping the lead.
Yeah.
You saw it here first.
I mean, it's one of those things. Both runners probably felt okay about their early routing. I mean, if I had to guess, Benteezy probably felt a little better than Skipsy, but just coming down to it, just more cash.
All right, it was clear Benteezy wanted to go to Ice Palace. I feel like Skipsy has checked a little bit more of the overworld than him, and will probably go to this different place. That's not Ice Palace.
Yep. Skipsy?
Powder, maybe?
Oh, right. Skipsy hasn't done powder.
So, lead swap?
Yep, and important to note, Skipsy hasn't dipped into desert either. So we'll see.
Man, so these Go Mode item hunts, when you're racing, they haven't found anything for, I want to say, 25 minutes or more. These feel so terrible when you're in the middle of a race that, slowly but surely your heart starts getting, beating more and more. In your mind, your opponent didn't have this hunt, These guys have no idea how close they actually are right now.
Yeah, even just watching it, I'm sitting here feeling just my heart racing for these runners. It's just I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, oh man, where's it going to turn up? But we are both in Ice Palace.
And Benteezy hitting the switch. Let's see if Skipsy does not. I think if you are full clearing this dungeon, it's slightly faster to not hit the switch here. Of course, this is assuming that they both do ice break. Which could be a lead swap.
Could be. Benteezy having just a little trouble with the end of Icebreaker here.
Skipsy? Does Skipsy catch up here? Looking that way.
There we go. First try. Benteezy going through end. Yeah, Skipsy skipping the switch. So we're back in it.
Not quite a swap.
Not quite, but it's less and less of a thing these days. But in the earlier days of Icebreaker, you'd see some runners with muscle memory just pulling that frog tongue. But Benteezy not going for it, and Skipsy probably not either. So, oh, I had to speak about it, but yeah, there's that muscle memory.
Oh, Skipsy not counting. I think he's figured it out though. So, oh, here we go. Okay, Benteezy taking a bit of a lead here, getting to desert first, but also having dipped in here, has the big key, can go straight to Landmo and find his mirror.
Yep, the only thing that would feel bad right now is if Boots were here or the mushroom, just delaying that inevitable just a little bit longer.
Oh man, if Boots are here, that's when you really feel bad about what happened this seed. What about the mushroom? Did we find that? Was that the last seed?
Mushroom was last seed. I don't think we found that. So yeah, we could do the horrible feels bad. The
imagine
Boots to mushroom to just gross chain.
I mean, how would you feel as a runner in 2 seeds in a row? You find a mushroom that leads to your mirror.
Well, if it happens, we can ask him.
Why would Skipsy check the torch here? Has he skipped anything? I feel like he's full cleared the game at this point.
Yep, I'm wondering if he. Yeah, I don't know, because like you said, there's really nothing left where Boots could be there unless he sees the mirror there and then Boots are on Landmo like we were talking about, just so he knows. Maybe it's just a sense of comfort thing.
Yeah, you know what is funny too? I think. Well, actually, I'm trying to figure out. They both have 2 bottles, it looks like. I still think that Benteezy had skipped Pyramid Ledge, which was a bottle. I don't think he ever went back, right?
Yep, something in the back of my mind is saying there was another bottle in TR, and the tracker might just be eating the inputs as the tracker does.
Yeah, there might have been like a visible bottle that one of them skipped or something.
But Landmo has the mirror, so at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and about 40 seconds, there's our mirror.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Benteezy. Yep. The good old sphere one book leading to mirror that we need for go mode.
Still.
Yep, we do still have to do swamp. Yeah, we don't have the boots, but swamp go mode is still going to be pretty quick for these guys.
I got really excited for a moment there and was like thinking about a bunch of numbers started going through my mind.
You already said you're gonna guess 1, but
did I?
Skipsy. That was before we saw the troll. So yeah, we got Benteezy going into swamp right as Skipsy about to pop into his Landmo kill, getting his mirror. So we'll see. It could very well just come down to GT routing here. I believe in game 1, I think Skipsy did Hope Room full left, and Benteezy did more of a traditional Dark Magician play. So that could come into play again. And Benteezy coming into this fight with the full magic, really showing how much faster those fire rod strats are. So yeah, Skipsy losing a little time on the Landmo fight, but grabbing his mirror at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 57 seconds, putting Skipsy into go mode off to Swamp.
Yeah, is that, I think, about a 2-minute difference or a minute and a half, something like that?
Yep, about 2 minutes there. So, yeah, we still got a good race.
Yeah, I think the last race, the difference in entering GT was about 2 minutes. So yeah, this is close enough to that, you know, you don't want to count anyone out yet. The last race, they were entering within about 2 minutes of each other, and I believe the big key was in VM's room. Oh, and there are the boots. Time to go fast at 1 hour and 33 minutes in. So yeah, so depending on GT routing, you know, all that time could be made up. And let's hope that Skipsy and Half Magic, I guess the speed is just saying, okay, you've had it rough enough for this long. Time to make the end game fun. But those chests are both basically free. I think that, you know, you probably don't skip Diver Down here. You know, get your boots, hopefully, and the waterfall chest is kind of runner's choice at this point. I can't imagine either of these runners feeling not ridiculously far behind, even though we know, watching the restream, that how close they are being in the same dungeon.
Yeah, it's a very solid play with how in the meta Diver Down is too.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. You probably wouldn't find those boots if you don't know Diver Down, or if it's not the normal way you complete those rooms in this dungeon.
Yep, and chat pointing out too, yeah, those boots are nice, but Tempered Sword would also be really nice right now.
Nah, we want to see a Master Sword fight. We haven't seen very many of those in this tournament, I feel like.
Not too many. I know there were a couple of the qualifiers that ended up on Master Sword, depending on routing, but yeah, it's a trip to watch.
So, what are these numbers showing up, Tiverius?
I'm not sure. I think it might be a reference to that old TV show Lost, but no, it's in Ganon's Tower. There are 22 possible locations in the basement where that Ganon's Tower big key can be hiding. Obviously, the torch in play with those boots, so no worries there. But homemade beer, where do you think that big key is going to turn up?
Right chest of Hope room.
Right chest hope, right
what
on.
What about you? And I'm calling that one, by the way.
I'll go with left chest of hope room with a small key in the right chest.
Okay. All keys for all day.
Yes, get your guesses into chat. As soon as Benteezy enters Ganon's Tower, the game will stop. If you guess correctly and are a sub to the channel, I believe you win real fake internet points. So get those guesses in, get your bragging rights.
Yeah, so it looks like Skipsy, what is that, about 2.5 minutes? About 2.5 minutes behind me. Let's see if he gets this half magic.
Yep, especially
Amazing.
If they don't find that Tempered Sword in the basement, that half magic is going to make the Ganon fight just a lot more comfortable.
So I feel like they're going to end with one check difference in collection rate, and that'll be the bottle on Pyramid Fairy. Or no, because Benteezy skipped a bottle too, so... Or Skipsy skipped a bottle too, so... Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be close. And yeah, chat being really rude, talking about, you know, the swords are probably in Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb at this point.
Oh, good point.
Mimic
All
Cave,
right. Last chance to get your
guesses
in chat, as the game will be closing as Benteezy enters.
Yep. So we'll get an official time of when Benteezy enters Ganon's Tower here, and then I'll see when Skipsy enters. So 1:37:30 on the fade in.
So left side first, I guess.
Yep. If memory serves, Benteezy did this in game 1 as well. Did the Dark Magician strat, and then Skipsy did Hope Room to left.
Oh yeah, okay.
Skipsy taking down Argus, grabs his 7th crystal. Benteezy just grabbing a bunch of money in Stelfo's room and doing Dark Magician. So 1 through 5 are dead. Here is 6 more goo, 7 small keys. So could do the full right strat today. Just bombs in compass room. There's the big key. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe, is going to be our winner today.
Yeah, so based on what you said, Skipsy's route was Hope Room first. Not sure if there was not a key there in the last seed, so I'm not sure if he's going to choose to go, if he finds a key, to choose to go full right, or not full right, but compass room. So let's find out here.
Yeah,
that could make him pump some time.
I believe he was forced into a Hope Room left situation in game 1. So yeah, having that key there could be a difference maker here and save, like you said, a couple of checks there. So Benteezy had entered the tower at 137.30 on the fade in. We'll see where Skipsy gets in there. About a 140.12. So 3 minutes 42 seconds to make up on the climb here. And if Skipsy goes right away, that could save, a little bit of that time.
Yeah, usually when you check the left chest first, that implies you're probably not going full right. So.
Yep, and sure enough, there goes Skipsy heading left. So. Yeah, at this point, it would take something a little tragic on Benteezy's side for Skipsy to make this up. But, never say never. We don't wish ill on any of our runners, but, I'd love to see 2 really close finishes in a doubleheader like this.
Yeah, in the situation we have here, Skipsy's going to get that big key at like 19 or something, like pretty much last. Unless he does one of those newfangled strats, like going to rando room and then heading full right afterwards.
Just full meme strats.
Exactly.
So, and that's true. I mean, Skipsy could find a tempered sword here, which would help out a little bit in the climb and on Ganon, but with that 3-minute gap just entering the tower, that tempered sword's going to need to make up a lot of difference here for it to matter to Skipsy if he finds it.
But Easy looking for a sword, right?
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, still looking for a sword, but still making that Master Sword climb just look easy on his side. Well played.
Getting a little trigger happy with that pot throw.
Yep, and a whole lot of nothing in rando room, so Skipsy's still looking for that big key that we know is in the compass room.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Unfortunate routing on the GT climb led to a situation where Skipsy could have made up a lot of time there, but ended up missing out that key in the compass room.
Yep, and GFE pointing it out in chat. Very interesting that Benteezy checked the mini Helma chests, but then didn't do the pre-Moldorm or post-Moldorm check.
Well, at least I get my wish that I called for a Master Sword Ganon fight.
For sure, and you know, it could possibly be that Benteezy's thinking, man, last game was 21 seconds, so if I'm at Master Sword up here, at least Skipsy's at Master Sword up here, but we'll see. Really clean boss fights on both sides there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if what kind of oh look, there's the mushroom. And you know what's funny? I think we found 2 different shields up here. Because Skipsy has red shield now, and I think Benteezy found his red shield up here as well.
I believe you're right.
Going for the gamble.
Yep, Skipsy at least pandering to the crowd here, gonna take that tile room check, so, I mean, it's possible he gets that big key on 22, depending on how strangely he picks up the chests in Compass Room, but, ooh! Benteezy taking a trident to the back.
Yeah, it looks like he was starting with some cane strats there. Let's see if, what he chooses to do here. If he tries to go for the 2-1 cane strat. Very cool tech, by the way.
Oh, for sure. And then Ganon in a really nice spot there as well.
Getting
some more double
so
spins
far?
there. Yes, and there's 10, 11.
Ah, missed it.
No worries. Gets it done there, entering into the Fire Bat phase. Really good Samaria placement there to get these doubles as well, in a nice safe spot.
Yeah, I think you can use the cape here to get a full... Yeah, here he goes, putting it on. Oh, we got knocked out of place. We can still get back. Ah, close. So close. Ooh!
Oh, no!
Wow. Oh, no.
Had Fire Bats get their revenge on Benteezy. Skipsy does have that big key. So here we go. You know, I know we were joking about it, but with Skipsy full clearing the basement for us, and all we have left is those Moldorm checks upstairs, I'm starting to think the Mire did block those other swords.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, there could have been a sword in GT Big Chest or something gross like that. Let's see, is he getting... Is that 6, 8, 10? I lost count.
Yep, just all deciding death is enough, so bailing out of there. And yeah, we could have it on left side swamp as well. You know, the classic.
That red crystal, that red block is lagging the crap out of this fight right now.
Yep, Skipsy taking the refill room though, doesn't want to mess around with the rest of Gauntlet. Don't blame him. Benteezy, you got to be careful, bud. You're down to 4 hearts.
Yeah, one more. I think that's it. Ooh,
that was tight
firing that just in time there. Holy crap!
Which is really interesting because cape delay, as we know, is a real thing. Unfortunately, have seen runners in Spike Cave turn on that cape just a smidge too late, but Benteezy making it through into Phase 3 now. And homemade beer, I heard you like sword spins. How about
start the spin cycle. Ooh, nice fire rod hit there on that torch glitch. That was clutch. You do not want to do this fight without the torch glitch.
Yep, set up for a nice triple here.
Yeah, getting all the triples. Very good job so far.
Yep. Do you know what Benteezy still has in his bottles, if anything?
I don't know. I think like a bee.
Oh, right, the bee from Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, and he found the green potion in GT, right?
I think so.
I don't think anything useful.
Yeah, definitely not with half magic, but at this point you just gotta settle in, nice and smooth motions, doing really well on this phase 4 with Master Sword spins. So just nice and steady. If you can get the triples, fantastic, but doubles will get the job done.
Yeah, just doing the steps of the sword spin salsa.
But we might get one of those checks here on Skipsy's side. And down goes Ganon on Benteezy's side. So all that stands between him and victory is a 1x3 bridge. Just got to cross that safely. Which he does, and Benteezy takes first place in the race, first place in the series with an official time of 1:49.10. Get your GGs in chat for Benteezy as Skipsy takes down Moldorm.
For 2 red 20s in the last 2 chests of the game.
So Skipsy gonna hop up into Aghanim 2 here. Obviously gonna try and get as many triples as possible and then pop down into his Ganon fight.
Yeah, once Skipsy's finished here, we'll see if the runners want to come in for an interview after that race and chat about the last 2 seeds, because this was a double header here. So.
Yep. With races close like this, we do just want to make sure we afford that due time.
Hello.
And we are joined in chat here by our race and series winner, Benteezy. GG's.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was
GG's.
an adventure.
Absolutely. So one of the burning questions I have, and it was in chat, you may have caught it if you were in the stream room there at the end. Very interesting to check, the pre or the mini Helmasaur chests, but then you skipped the post Moldorm chest and the pre Moldorm chest. Just stopped looking for a sword, or was that a moment of, man, the last game was close, I just gotta go?
So going into GT, I thought I had already lost. I was like, there's probably no swords on the way. He's probably just struggling on Master Sword Ganon, and that's why he hasn't won yet. Because I literally, I knew Landmolus was going to have the mirror, because I literally checked every single check in the game.
Did you, though?
Everything that was available to me. Did I not? I got all 3 items out of Ice. I got both items out of Skull. Those were the other 2 pendants. And
I think that you skipped the pyramid ledge.
Maybe? I know I went to the pyramid with the big bomb, but maybe I didn't do it. I usually do Hype Cave and then pyramid. I'm pretty sure I did that this seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do it when you got the big bomb, and I was thinking that, you had not done that.
So
okay,
I'm pretty sure
sense.
I did Hype Cave pyramid, and then I saved and quit off the pyramid. I could be mistaken though. It was a really long seed. I might have missed it.
Yep. Well, and we were talking about the potential for seed bleed as well, playing a back-to-back series like this. Something interesting is on your first trip up the mountain, right after Hera, you decided to just leave despite having the book and the Master Sword, but so did Skipsy. So chat the whole time was thinking that Ether Tablet was going to be the troll. Yeah,
I noticed that on my way to Turtle Rock, I was like, wait, did I have the Master Sword last time, or did I have the book? I wasn't sure. I was thinking out loud. I was like, where did I actually get the book? I don't remember where the book was. So it was, I just went and grabbed it before Turtle Rock. I wish I'd grabbed it when I went to Hera, but I felt like the start of that seed, I played it super well. I found so many items back to back. Even though we had a very early Dark World access, I went back for Ice Rod Cave, got the shovel, that got me the hook shot. Went to Pod first, which got me Bombos, and the Pyramid Fairy Crystal, which got me Fire Rod. Like, I thought I was in a really comfortable position. And then everything I did for the next 40 minutes had nothing.
Yep, and honestly, the tail of the tape is exactly that. You know, you were super thorough clearing out the light world in the beginning, and as soon as Skipsy found that moon pearl in the dam, he went, "Well, I'm off to dark world." But then, you know, like you said, you got a lot of items right away, and then it dried up. But Skipsy did the opposite, so it still ended up being pretty close there. But is that sort of how you normally play those early dark world seeds, or was this a hey, it's seed 2, let's try something?
I usually like to go into Dark World super early, but we got the Moon Pearl in the dam and we didn't have the mirror, so I was like, I'm gonna check Mini Moldorm Cave at least since I'm right here, and I think that got us a flute. I think that's what the flute was, and because of that, I was like, well, with the flute, I can finish off most of the Light World checks relatively quickly, and I don't want to risk like going into the Dark World and then my opponent clears the Light World and there's something, because that happened to me in 2 different qualifiers. In one of the qualifiers, we had Dark World access, but like in Kakariko, and I just went into the Dark World from Kakariko, and flute was on the race game, so I lost that one by like 30 minutes. And then a different one was like super early Dark World access. Also GG to Skipsy. I think he just
Yeah, absolutely. Skipsy finishing off his Master Sword Ganon's fight, crosses the bridge, finishes with an official time of 1:54.40. So 5 minutes and 30 seconds, splitting up these runners for game 2. Sorry to cut you off there, Benteezy. We will try and get Skipsy in here as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying GG in the race chat as well. Obviously, they have finished like 10 minutes ago, but I was not paying attention.
Hey everyone.
It's all good. And hey, there is Skipsy. GG to you on a good back-to-back series. I know it might not have been as fun to run as it was to watch, but again, GG's to both of you there.
Thank you, and GG to Ben. Good luck in the next round.
Thank you, GG Skipsy. Those were some tough seeds.
Yeah, definitely. The first one, I think I could have managed a bit better, but this one, I was just last locating, and I really lost hope there. And then I went to GT, and then I saw that you were not finished yet, so I gained a little bit of hope back, but then I just closed the window for that moment, and just went on and played and tried my best, and well, here we are.
Yeah, I think I had a very small lead on you going into the GT from what I watched back, but the key was on the right side and I always go right, so that like put you a little bit further behind that you full cleared.
I always go left. Always. Never doing something different. I also gambled tile room after like yeah, that's a lot of stuff to do, and
with that seed going that long, you have to bank something was like that. Like
yeah,
maybe they got trolled by tile room or something, so that makes sense.
There's a other German runner that taught me about key logic in GT a bit, and he said, and it's so far it's always come true, that there is a key in the tile room whenever there is one key on the right side. So it would make sense to check for that location if you checked the full left side. And yeah, that's what I went for. So I don't feel bad doing the tile room. I know it takes a lot of time, and but yeah, that's decisions. It's rando. It's having fun doing gambling a bit here and there. Like my gamble in Mire is a small gamble that people can do, or yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that too in chat and in the booth. We really hope you watch the VOD back because, we were talking about how we could kind of feel each of you at one point in the race maybe thought, oh shoot, I've last located it. That could be it given how close the last race was. But I mean, you were both in swamp at the same time. You both popped over to desert at the same time. So it was one of those things where the end of the race got really close and was really fun to watch. Skipsy, we had Benteezy in here earlier and mentioned it to him, but your early game play was almost the opposite of his. Once we were through CAC and you got that Moon Pearl in the dam, flute out of Mini Moldorm, your choice was to go right into the Dark World and start clearing. Just want to ask, is that normally how you treat these super fast or these super early Dark World seeds, or was that a decision based on it being game 2?
I think that's a decision I make depending on what information I want. And the first seed developed like for me that I could clear the right side of Hyrule a little bit more easily. But if I get Dark World access, I really want to utilize it. So I think that's a decision that I always do. Like, I want to skip Ice Road Cave because there is so many ways to backtrack them. Especially with Flute, and I want to go back there with Flute and maybe Boots so I can set up the stages where you can run on water, like preferably with Boots, but yeah. And that saves a bit of time. It feels fast, right? So
Were you two the commentators for game 1?
No, there was a whole different crew.
Oh, okay.
I think game 1 was, I believe, Hammerbro and Reg. But
there was something that happened in game 1, and it was freaking hilarious. So basically, I said I was ready to go in the race chat because usually I expect like the SG people to like finalize things and then be like, "All right, you guys are good to go." And so I said I'm ready to go, and I alt tabbed to check like my tracker and my timer, and I alt tabbed back, and the race started 30 seconds ago.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, oh, whoa. So I start the race, and I'm already flustered because I'm 30 seconds late to the race. And I kill one of the green guards, and he drops a small magic, which is the variety prize pack that has a bomb in the 6th slot. And I'm like, okay, I got to get 6 drops to get a bomb. And so we had a bow to start, and I killed every guard I saw. And I got like 2 drops in all the guards. So I go into the sewers and I'm like, the snakes are the same prize pack. I'll kill the snakes. I flubbed so hard on that snake avoidance room that I ran out of arrows. That's how long I was in there. I was just whiffing arrows on snakes left or right, ran out of arrows, tried to use the small magic that I had picked up to use my Cane of Burner, ran out of that. And then I realized that hookshot kills snakes, and I'm like, oh, I feel really dumb. So I came out of escape like a minute late because I started 30 seconds late and I wasted 30 seconds, like just flubbing around on snakes. I just wanted to bring attention to that. So if you guys didn't see that, I highly recommend going back and watching that so you can get a good laugh, because that was the stupidest thing I've done all week.
I think I killed every
great.
snake there too with the bow, but I didn't run out of arrows, so...
Yeah, I was like, I can run out of arrows, it's fine, because I know I can kill the Kirai with the hook shot, so that doesn't matter. And boy, I actually ran out of arrows. Even with the variety pack gives you a 5 arrow pack too, so I had 35 arrows and I ran out. That's crazy. I just wanted to, I think that's funny.
Yeah, I forgot too. Since this was a doubleheader. This is this. Do you have thoughts on the first seed as well?
I don't even remember the first seed anymore. I know.
There was a mirror on a mushroom.
That's all you need to remember.
Okay, yeah. So that seed, there was something in Spike Cave. That seed too, right? It was a fire rod in Spike Cave.
Fire rod, yeah.
Yeah. So I full cleared Death Mountain and got the fire rod, and then I got I want to say there was something on the Smith, and I want to say there was something at the Mushroom. It was like 3 really weird overworld locations, and usually when it's a seed is like that, it favors me, especially if I have boots, because I have a lot of energy.
I think the Smith was flippers.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was my go mode too, which means like if you got it early, you would do Swamp and Ice, but I didn't have to do that, so that was nice.
Yeah, I've cleared Ice in my first seed and even checked the green pendant.
Yeah, so like I when my go mode was flippers, I was like, I never have to touch Ice. I get to go mode Swamp, and I had tempered in boots, and like I knew stuff was in the overworld location, so I felt really confident in the first seed because I get to. Oh, it was still like 20-second difference. So
you
know how well Skipsy played.
You entered you did Dark Magician, and then Skipsy went full left, and then it was in Dark Magician room. No, it was in
double
it
fire
was,
bar.
map
it was
room.
in the map room. Yeah. I actually normally I don't double back. Normally I go straight to Ice Armos, but I felt like I was ahead in that seed, so I doubled back to cover myself in case my opponent went left. I was like, I'm going back to the left because I don't want to like full clear Ice Armos and there's nothing there, and my opponent gains 2 minutes on me because I don't want to lose the race that way, and it wound up being a good decision. But yeah, thanks for commentating, guys. Thanks for restreaming SG. Everybody, it's great. Glad to have gotten these races out of the way since I have 3 finals this week.
Good luck on them.
Yeah,
Congrats,
good luck on
GG.
those. Thanks, Benteezy. Skipsy, any final thoughts on the seeds or the series or anything?
Everyone had fun. I lacked a bit of fun during the second seed. It was a bit too much. Now I can focus on Super 16, which is this weekend, so I don't think that's too bad. Really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck there for you. I want to give another shout out to our tracker Jaxie, keeping homemade beer and myself on track. Everyone's still in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. As it's in the chat, please give these runners a follow. Put on 2 fantastic seeds back to back for you. So please give them a follow. Otherwise, we're gonna head on out here. Stay tuned to Speed Gaming for the rest of the action, tournament action.
Yeah, and just to announce that later tonight at we have a game going on right now, Fred Coughlin versus In the Name of DT on Speed Gaming main, and then after that tonight at 11:40 Eastern is Pika Pals versus CS Tutor, also on the main channel. So get your go ahead and go check those out if you have a chance. And Tiverius, thanks for calming again, and Benteezy and Skipsy, great series. I'm glad to have got to join you for this one. Even though it was, a mirror hunt for 40 minutes. But GG's again to both of you.
Thanks for
Have a good day.
commenting. Bye.
Bye.